The WWE was forced to stop Cody Rhodes' match, the best and worst of WWE Saturday Night's main event. Update on John Cena's role in WWE after in-ring retirement. The real reason why Randy Orton skipped John Cena's last match. No superstars were allowed into the gorilla position after John Cena's last match. Triple H brutally booed at SNME post-show. Gunther was in danger. After Saturday Night's main event, Triple H compares new WWE star to Brock Lesnar. The WWE ignores Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at SNME. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of WWE's Saturday Night's main event. This is it. John Cena has officially retired from WWE. He did so following an interesting show, as Saturday Night's main event delivered a host of fun matches and surprises. Not all of them were great, though. A lot of the show worked well, while there were also a few glaring issues. But how did Cena's final match hold up compared to the rest of Saturday Night's main event, and his farewell tour as a whole? Here is a breakdown of the biggest positives and negatives from Saturday Night's main event, featuring John Cena's retirement match. Number 1. The best. The NXT stars show out. John Cena's idea of platforming NXT's brightest talents on his final show was a genius idea. They took that opportunity and looked incredible in the process. We will get to one of them specifically, but they all showed out. Javon Evans and TNA's Leon Slater put up an explosive effort against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Meanwhile, Saul Ruksa earned a monumental victory over Bayley. Their match may have been the best on the entire undercard at Saturday Night's main event. Number 2. The best and worst. Say his name. The Miz's segment with Joe Hendry and R-Truth was nothing more than filler, and considering how large the gap between matches was in the first place, it wasn't really necessary. The segment didn't mean much, other than tying up a loose end from John Cena's last time is now tournament. Truth confronted The Miz for scamming his way to a second chance in the tournament, revealing that he took Hendry's spot. The Scotsman didn't seem too upset that he was screwed and instead just smiled all the way. Regardless, this was an inconsequential piece of fun that ensured more NXT presence at Saturday Night's main event. Number 3. The worst. Jokes on Drew. WWE is verging on parody with their treatment of Drew McIntyre. Only he can end up suffering the biggest burial on a show he wasn't advertised for. The fact that he interrupted a potential classic between Cody Rhodes and Femi was bad enough. The two champions were having a great match, with Femi holding his own against Rhodes. After McIntyre appeared and attacked the American Nightmare, he had a tense stare-down with the NXT champion. He was then beaten down like a geek following a Cody Cutter and a chokeslam. All would be forgiven if Drew McIntyre ends up winning the undisputed WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes, but we know that isn't going to happen. Number 4. The best John Cena gives up. This was the perfect farewell. From his legendary entrance and Lillian Garcia's ring introduction, all the way to his emotional goodbye and the locker room emptying, John Cena's final night as a WWE wrestler couldn't have gone much better, other than maybe a speech at the end. The decision for Gunther to tap out Cena has been heavily criticized. WWE fans are calling for Triple H's head as a result, but that's exactly what is supposed to happen. It was the right move. Other than putting over the ring general as the new legend killer, there was another thing John Cena needed to achieve in his final match. He needed to prove that this really is the end. Cena tapping out means that was the final bit of fight he had left. There isn't any more gas in the tank, which is why his smile at the end was perfect. He accepted his fate and let go of his past, which allows us to look at the future. John Cena said that he wanted to leave WWE in a better place than when he came in. That is exactly what he's done right until the very end. Update on John Cena's role in WWE after in-ring retirement. WWE star John Cena capped off his legendary career this weekend. The stars went down swinging against Gunther at Saturday Night's main event. The fans were firmly behind Cena as he took the initial onslaught from Gunther. John came back strongly, and it seemed like he would win the match on a couple of occasions. However, the ring general caught the 17-time champion in a sleeper hold, forcing him to tap out. After the match, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk came to the ring to honor the legend. During the Saturday Night's main event post-show, Triple H answered Big E's question and shared more clarity over Cena's role moving forward. He detailed that John would still be associated with the WWE brand. Hunter was clear that although John's in-ring career was over, his passion for WWE was still burning bright. John Cena's passion for WWE didn't end tonight. John Cena's in-ring career ended tonight, his competitive stature. It's rare that people, one, see the end there and then think this is exactly how I want to go out and then get to do it. And that's what John got to do tonight. He had his sort of farewell run this year on his terms and got to do it here in a way tonight that it meant the world to him. I could see it in his eyes as he was performing, just having the time of his life. One thing I know about John is every time I've seen him going to that ring, he's had a blast doing it, and tonight was no different. The WWE universe is still reeling from Cena's retirement. In fact, a large section of fans were unhappy with the booking and made his voices heard by booing Triple H. The real reason why Randy Orton skipped John Cena's last match. Randy Orton was one of the major WWE stars not in attendance for John Cena's final match at Saturday Night's main event. A recent report has revealed the reason for the Viper's surprising absence. Cena tapped out to Gunther in the main event of SNME, putting an end to his legendary career in front of nearly 20,000 fans at the Capital One Center. His peers and many legends came out after the match to applaud him and give him the respect he deserved. However, there was a big name missing at the event, and it was Randy Orton. The Viper has an argument to be John Cena's greatest rival, so his absence was quite noticeable. According to Fightful Select, Orton was not in the United States and had a good reason to miss Cena's retirement match. The Legend Killer was in Saudi Arabia to help promote the 2026 Royal Rumble, which will be held at the King Abdullah Financial District in Riyadh on January 31st. It was initially reported that Orton was in Saudi Arabia to represent WWE in the opening of Mr. Beast's theme park. Randy was with his wife, Kim Orton, and other WWE stars like Liv Morgan and Grayson Waller. It's been a few weeks since Randy Orton has been on WWE television. Orton recently delivered a message to the WWE Universe in a video shared by Saudi Arabian advisor Turki Al-Sheikh on TikTok. This is Randy Orton with the WWE. I'm at the Grove, and I just want to remind everybody that tickets are still on sale for the Royal Rumble coming here to Riyadh at the end of January. And tickets are still on sale for SmackDown too, so make sure you get your tickets. And I will see you at the Royal Rumble, or I will see you at SmackDown. And I will 100% see you here at the one and only Grove, Orton said. The master of the RKO last appeared on the October 3rd episode of SmackDown when he teamed up with Cody Rhodes to face Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. No superstars were allowed into the gorilla position after John Cena's last match. John Cena retired in WWE today, and after a beautiful farewell to the fans, he slowly and quietly walked to the back amidst a gigantic standing ovation. However, after he went to the back, other than 3 huge names, no one else was allowed into the gorilla position. As per a report by WrestleVotes, once John Cena made his way to the back, the only 3 stars who were allowed to follow him through the main entrance were none other than Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and The Undertaker. As for the rest of the stars who had come out to say farewell to Cena, they were ushered to the side entrances and not allowed to go through the main entrance into the gorilla position by John Cone. CM Punk, seeing the funny side of this, also joined Cone in ushering other stars to the sides. Notably, the only talent to return through the main entrance after John Cena exited were Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and The Undertaker. CM Punk, jokingly, began ushering everyone else out the sides. While this has not been confirmed, there is rampant speculation now that there was someone waiting to talk to Cena at gorilla position that the company did not want the whole roster to see. As to the identity of the person, there is some talk that it was the current US President Donald Trump. A likelier name has also been put forward, and that is a former WWE chairman Vince McMahon. It would not be the first reference to him on the show either, as the company allowed a video of McMahon to play in the tribute to Cena after the show was done. Whatever be the reason, Cena's retirement has now ended one of the greatest careers in the history of the sport. Triple H brutally booed at SNME post-show. WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H addressed the fan outrage over John Cena's final match. The Cenation leader closed out his career at Saturday night's main event. Cena faced off against Gunther in his final match. During the emotionally charged encounter, there were a couple of times when Cena looked like he might win. However, the ring general came back strongly and caught Cena in a sleeper hold, forcing the 17-time champion to tap out. In an unprecedented situation, WWE fans booed Triple H when he showed up for the post-show. A large section of fans was irate, suggesting they would have liked the match to end differently. Hunter explained that he was trying to honor the long-standing wrestling traditions. He also pointed out that, setting aside his emotions, Cena wanted the match to end the way it did. There are time-honored traditions in our business, and there are ways that you handle your business. John has said the right thing his entire career, that it is about leaving this place better than you found it. I think that there's no way for people to understand this in the moment. But you do what is right for the business. You do what is right for this industry. John has done that his entire career, and I'm going to do that my entire career, Triple H said. He continued, if you were to say, what would Cena do on his way out? Take the emotion out of it and ask people. He will put over somebody on the way out. He will leave this better than he found it. He will go into the ring, and he will make somebody on the way out. That's what John does. That's what John has always done. Triple H mentioned that other NXT stars were incredible as well. He praised Femi, Sol Ruca, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater for bringing their A-game. After John Cena lost his final match to Gunther, WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes and World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk showed up to honor the legend. Triple H also made his way to the ring. The rest of the WWE locker room followed. WWE aired a video package on the Titantron, honoring the legend. Former boss Vince McMahon showed up in the vignette, talking about Cena's legacy. Although it was a past clip, WWE made the conscious decision to feature him. John himself was seen smiling when Vince showed up on the screen. Gunther was in danger after Saturday night's main event. Gunther needed extra security after he beat John Cena at Saturday night's main event. The situation quickly became worse as he was followed to his bus at the end of the night. While it is customary for a WWE superstar to go out on their back when they retire, Gunther's win over John Cena has pushed all the wrong buttons with fans. Cena lost, but he did not just lose. He smiled and tapped at the ending of the match. This brought his career to an end, and outrage from the fans as they watched the man whose entire life was about not giving up, finally giving up at the end of his career. While Cena was sending a secret message through his tapping, fans did not find the matter amusing and booed Triple H out of the building the moment he showed up. They were not going home happy. Unfortunately, Gunther was also in danger after Saturday night's main event. Even though he is not in charge of booking, the ring general found himself the subject of the ire of WWE fans, as they followed him after he left the building to his bus. He was rushing through the streets, almost running at the end, as extra security had to be dispatched to protect him from the fans who were flocking around him. They were shouting out curses to the star and letting him know what they thought of him as they surrounded and chased him to his bus. Thankfully, other than being almost chased through the streets, no harm seemed to be done to the former World Heavyweight Champion as he was able to reach his bus safely. While he is not champion right now, this has given the star a lot of momentum going into the new year. Triple H compares new WWE star to Brock Lesnar. Triple H gave high praise for a young WWE star by comparing him to Brock Lesnar. The company is now in a transitional period after the official retirement of John Cena as an active in-ring performer. At Saturday night's main event, reigning NXT champion Femi faced undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes to open the show. Femi looked phenomenal against Rhodes, dominating the current face of the company. Drew McIntyre spoiled the fun by attacking Rhodes, drawing the ire of the ruler. He teamed up with the American Nightmare to take out McIntyre, celebrating his performance after the match. Speaking on the SNME post-show, Triple H was asked about Femi's performance on the big stage. He hyped up the 27-year-old prospect as a future player in the main roster and a huge star in the making, comparing him to the Beast. He is a star. He is a bona fide, charismatic, X-Factor-having star that will be on top of this business. When he gets there, will stay there for a long time. Oba's one of those guys where you're talking about Brock Lesnar, the ultimate destroyer in the business, and already, there's a comparison to him walking in the door. That is incredible, Triple H said. Femi has the size and athleticism to follow in the footsteps of Brock Lesnar. Maybe they could fight each other in the future before Lesnar officially hangs it up. Prior to Saturday night's main event, there were rumors that Brock Lesnar could be joining John Cena in retirement. At 48 years old, Lesnar is still in amazing shape and doesn't have the same number of wear and tears as other WWE superstars. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that there was chatter backstage about Lesnar being the next WWE star who could be announcing his retirement. With SummerSlam 2026 set in Minneapolis, it could be the perfect event to have Lesnar's last match. However, Lesnar hasn't spoken up about his plans since he's a very private individual. He last appeared at Survivor Series, War Games, helping Team Vision beat Team Punk. As for the next retirement, AJ Styles has already announced that he'll be hanging it up in 2026. The WWE ignores Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at SNME. Seth Rollins is currently on hiatus from WWE after suffering a shoulder injury, but it seems that he was in attendance for Saturday night's main event. John Cena's retirement match was a major occasion for the wrestling world, which means that many legends were in attendance. While the likes of Trish Stratus, Sami Zayn, Mark Henry, RVD, and Kurt Angle were all spotted at ringside ahead of the match, Seth Rollins and his wife Becky Lynch were not shown on camera at all. The duo told fans they would be at the show and were then spotted leaving the arena in Washington, D.C. following the event, which means that WWE purposely ignored the couple and opted not to include them in the show. Seth Rollins was injured at Saturday night's main event last month and has since been forced to undergo surgery on his shoulder. Rollins had to vacate the World Championship following the injury and is expected to be out of action until after WrestleMania 42 as he tries to rehab the injury. It's a surprise that Rollins wasn't seen on screen since he had a major role in Cena's career as well, since he was the man who eventually overthrew the Authority, while Rollins also broke Cena's nose during a match on Raw in 2015. Cena also took Rollins' United States Championship back at SummerSlam in 2015, but it seems that he wasn't part of the overall story of last night's match. It will be interesting to see what's next for Becky Lynch after recently deciding to boycott WWE Raw after losing her championship to Maxine Dupree. Lynch has pushed for a chance to reclaim her title, but Adam Pearce has refused numerous times. The WWE was forced to stop Cody Rhodes' match. Cody Rhodes faced Femi in his defense of the undisputed WWE Championship. Unfortunately, the company was forced to stop the match. Cody Rhodes and Femi were going at it tonight during Saturday night's main event. Both stars gave it their all in the show, and Femi put on a really dominant display as well. It looked for a long time like he was going to get the win as well. Rhodes at one point looked like he had the advantage in the match, and just as that was going to end up happening, Drew McIntyre attacked him out of nowhere and took him out. Femi was not aware this was happening at the point, and it resulted in a disqualification as the match was forced to be brought to a premature stop. As the company decided to bring the match to an end, Femi lost out on his title match. He was naturally upset, and the two of them ended up working together to beat down Drew McIntyre and send him on the retreat. McIntyre may now be upset with Femi, but he is likely also not done with Rhodes, as the feud between them does not seem to be reaching any conclusion. While Rhodes is the current face of WWE and the WWE champion as well, the company is now at the end of an era, as John Cena finally hung up his wrestling shoes. With Rhodes, now one of the older stars on the roster, Triple H referred to the dawn of a new era in WWE in a huge new announcement, and it seems that Femi and other NXT stars who were part of the event today were just the face of exactly this new era.